Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Street Angel Show. It is officially show time. So, yes, let me introduce myself really quick. My name is Mandolyn Reese. I'm known as the Street Angel around the public, and it's like my public figure thing. I've been running around with angel wings throughout the country and different parts of the world, promoting kindness and other positive messages. My newest poster, in case you missed it last show, is about unity. We need more of it. And there's so much constant fighting and division in humanity when we really need to try to work together for the good of all. We need to be a team and like try to make life better for as many people as possible and get along with our environment and get along with animals, a lot like the Native Americans did. So I just try to put positive vibes out in the world because it's so needed. And especially now, I just feel like it's getting more chaotic. So help me spread positivity and kindness, spread the messages, spread the show, whatever you want to do. Be kind, be a better person, help other people when you see when an opportunity to help others. And so the purpose of my talk show is to help others, to raise consciousness, to help people's lives, give advice and guidance, and sometimes hopefully make you laugh, whatever we can do to contribute goodness to your life. I mean, that's kind of the goal. So tonight's show is going to be life hacks and fun stuff like that with my guest MC Medina. So we're going to be talking about higher consciousness and hopefully stuff that will raise your consciousness and spirituality, and because that stuff is just cool and it's really interesting to me. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in my guest, MC Medina. What is up?
I'm over here inviting people on Instagram. We're live on so many things right now: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook.
Perfect.
Let me turn down my email over here. So we got next level production going on over here.
Tell me how you remember meeting me, because I think you tell it better.
She said I think you tell it better. So we were at, what is it called? It's called Electro Circus. Downtown Austin. It's at Zilker Park. I'm still inviting folks. And so a buddy of mine named Happy James does this thing called Electro Circus, and he's been doing it for years now here in Austin, and he does it multiple times a year as well. So what he does is he gathers local DJs, producers, and people in the community that are into holistic wellness and ecstatic dance, people like that hang on silks and just circus related stuff. And so the whole theme of the Electro Circus is to teach people about how to juggle, how to play with a hula hoop. It's like it's a community endeavor where like they want people to be engaged and learning how to be in a circus.
Pretty much the crew I hung out with in Los Angeles.
What's the name of that crew?
Very talented, very spiritual people like I ran with, and a lot of healers and visionaries and enlightened people, and like I really dig it, and it made me very colorful and rainbowed out and like out there. And then I come back to Texas and I kind of struggle to fit in. I'm like, oh, especially in my town where I'm at right now, it's like just there's not much spirituality, and I feel like an oddball out. I need to like spend more time in Austin because I think I would resonate, like fit in better there. But
yeah.
Yeah.
So Austin's waiting on you. Whenever you're here, we got accommodations for you and one guest perhaps. So, may your travels be peaceful, and you've always got a place here in Austin.
Oh, thank you. That's really nice of you. So I want to say, if you're interested in MC Medina, so he's a musician, an artist. He sells cool jewelry that are like functional higher consciousness jewelry that will help your energy and that stuff like that. He sells that. So lovemedina.com is his website if you're interested to check that out. And I put the link there at the bottom.
Thank you.
So, yeah. So there it is. And you also have a consciousminds.org, some sort of 501c3. You want to say something about that?
Yeah, so consciousminds.org it's a number of different things. First of all, it's a destination for like-minded individuals. If you resonate with consciousminds.org, then there's most likely information on there that you will benefit from. Speaking of everything from daily affirmations are on there, to information about coming to different ceremonial settings like sweat lodge and peyote ceremonies for people who are really serious about either going deeper within themselves in a meditative state, or also people who are treating different cancers, diseases, substance abuse, alcoholism, depression, anxiety. And so for the last, I don't know, I guess over a decade, I've dedicated a huge percentage of my life to discovering new technologies and the most cutting edge technology in dealing with our everyday struggles. And a lot of that has to do with fear and the different ways that fear manifests itself. Because we have two emotions to choose from, essentially love or fear at any given moment, or what people call the infinite now moment. And so their fear and love manifest themselves in multiple different ways. And a lot of times fear will manifest itself through doubt. And so we want to be able to remove a lot of the doubt in our subconscious programming in order to really let our full genetic potential be unleashed.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so the nonprofit is really dedicated to allowing people who are feel like they got their backs against the wall, or even if you don't feel like you have your back against the wall, there's always a way to get better and more spiritually mature. And this is the destination for those type of people, consciousminds.org.
That's cool. So how regularly do they update, with events and gatherings? I know it's been like COVID time and nobody's doing anything, but when things are normal again, like how often do you think they post events or gatherings or whatever?
So we hold different gatherings, a number of different types of gatherings. We have a community outreach program where we work with natural grocers and they donate organic produce to us. And so that's one thing that we do. We also have gatherings, like more traditional ceremonial gatherings, where people can experience anything from sound healing to a cacao ceremony, where we're using traditional ceremonial cacao in order to engage. And we're letting go of that which no longer serves us, and then we're going to open space for the things that do serve us. And so a lot of times we're setting the intention of that during these ceremonial experiences.
Awesome.
Conscious Minds also is a studio production. And I got to say hi to Jason. What up, Jason? Thanks for checking in, guys. If you can hear everything, hi, Osmo. If you guys can hear everything, let me know. Drop an emoji, hi, all that stuff. Happy base fire.
Thank you for watching and supporting the show.
Yeah, actually, if you guys want to check out the show, it's streaming live on YouTube from the Street Angels YouTube channel, Miss Mandolin Reese. So
I have two of them. So if you find either one of my YouTube channels, streaming to both. But yeah, post comments and engage with us if you'd like, because we're live right now. But I wanted to say I've done several really cool ceremonies in LA and Topanga, and even some out in Ojai or Santa Barbara, just different places. Like I really love how that the West Coast did a lot of higher consciousness activities and in those cacao ceremonies, or I don't know if I've ever done a peyote one, but I'd be interested in trying some other stuff that I haven't yet tried before, because as long as it's in a safe setting and my body has to feel safe, and I have to have a lot of water and be able to rest, and you just never know how you're going to react to stuff. And it also depends on what your state of mind is going into it. If you don't want to bring a bunch of fear, like you just mentioned, you want to try to state of peace and receptivity and love, and like be willing to have new experiences with the divine or spirit or spirituality, you know.
Correct.
So that's really cool. But so do you know how often they'll have stuff, or is it just random?
Is it the what?
Uh-oh, you froze up a little bit.
I'm still here, I promise.
I think you're having internet issues, but or is it me? I don't know who it is, if it's you or me.
I don't look frozen on my side.
I think it's him. So, oh, there you are.
Okay. I wasn't having any issues on my side. Everything's real smooth.
Really? You froze up on my end, but you know,
it might be mine. It might be mine. I don't
know. So switching back to gears, what are the 12 universal laws, or do you want to talk about some of that?
Okay, you want to dive right into the good stuff.
Yeah, let's dive right in.
Okay, so the information that we're about to get into is part of what we call the MC Medina experience. It's a production that's going to go on the road. This is sort of like a sneak peek into this MC Medina experience. And so the MC Medina experience is a little bit, it's not a comedy show, it's not a TED Talk, it's not a music concert, it's sort of like all three mixed into one. So you guys are going to get just a little taste of the MC Medina experience right now. If you are watching and or listening, you've asked for this information, so I dare you to keep on listening.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go and get into the 12 universal laws. We're not gonna get into every single one of them, but we are going to get into three of the most important ones for now. The first and most important one is the law of oneness. Now, according to quantum physics and all types of university studies, underground government bunker studies, scientists on the other side of the world studies in Russia, according to quantum physics and the leading scientists today, all of creation is connected. So science has proven through quantum physics that there is this essence, this undeniable essence of oneness that exists. Before I go any further on the 12 universal laws, I want to say that these 12 universal laws come from ancient civilizations dating prior to Egypt. So we're talking about Lemuria, Samaria. If you're into the story of Atlantis, you throw that into the mix as well. But the point is that experts are saying that according to ancient civilizations, there's these 12 universal laws, also known as God's laws. And so the first one, like I said, is the law of oneness. Now we're going to go back to that because I've mentioned quantum physics. But before we go any further with the 12 universal laws and the fact that they've been around for thousands of years, and this is what all current religions are based on, these 12 universal laws, I want to mention that one universal law that we all are fully aware of, most of us know about the secret law of attraction, which is a book by, I can't remember the Australian lady who wrote it, but she's super cool. I haven't met her, but she seems cool on YouTube videos and such. And so this Australian lady wrote this book called The Secret Law of Attraction. And so this documentary specifically touches on one of 12 universal laws. And that one is the 7th universal law, which is the law of attraction. Now, in this documentary, it explains a little bit, actually it goes full in on how the law of attraction works. And it's essentially saying that our thoughts become things. It's essentially saying that we are in full control of our human experience. We need to take full responsibility for the bad stuff and also the fantastic great stuff. And so being able to do that, we're embodying and we're actively practicing the 7th universal law that we know as the law of attraction. And if you guys want more information on that, I highly recommend watching the documentary, The Secret, or reading the book. And there's also an audio book. I've done it all, and it's definitely worth your time.
Well, I can just add in a quick Street Angel comment. So, like, I totally agree with the law of attraction. Like, I've watched the documentary I love the concept and everything. And I'm actually pretty good at manifesting stuff, especially physical objects that I need. Like they'll just come to me or appear or be gifted to me in magical ways. But like I also feel like we are not 100% in control. I feel like we are co-creators with a higher power, you know,
Totally.
that we would call God, because there are some things where you feel like completely like you didn't want that, or it's out of your control, or why did this happen to me? Like, did I never want to ask for that. Like, I feel like there are some things beyond our understanding that happen or that we attract, or maybe for our highest good, or maybe because a change needs to happen. But I really feel like sometimes God will just derail your life and you're like on a new path and you're just like, WTF just happened to me, because I've had this happen. So I just had to throw that in there, but go on. Let's move on.
Well, you're absolutely right. The law of attraction works exactly like what you just described. There is what we like to do as far as conscious minds as an organization. What we do is we like to remind people that there has been this illusion. There's been this illusion of divinity outside of ourselves that has been sold to us through religion, like praying to the mystery we call God, or Mother Mary, or Allah, or Buddha, or all these different versions, or these what people call deities of spiritual and or religious royalties, right?
Right.
And so our organization is highly focused. We're hyper focused on reminding people that the mystery we call God, that we pray, that we think is outside of our own physical self, is really inside of ourselves. And to seek divinity is to be like a fish looking for water. The fish has completely forgotten that it's made out of water physically. It lives inside water. Shout out to Encuentra Bliss and Practica Bliss. Also, oh yeah, the author of The Secret, her name is Rhonda Burns. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
On the record, we went back and corrected. You know what I mean? We're thorough around here. That's how we do. Anyways, so yeah, shout out to Practica Bliss. She's the one that gave us that information. Anyways, so yeah, we want to remind our brothers and sisters that there is a grand illusion of separation. And the ego is enchanted by this great illusion of separation. Enchanted so much that sometimes we identify ourselves through the ego mind, and the ego it doesn't allow us to fully embody the remembrance of this oneness which we all come from. So we like to remind our brothers and sisters that the divinity that you seek is inside of you. It is also out everywhere. It's also everywhere outside of you, but we like to. What's up, Brandy? Thanks for checking in, sweetheart. Yeah, we like to. We're live right now with the Street Angel, Miss Mandolin Reese, and it's on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We're live all over the place. We're telling people about the 12 universal laws, the law of attraction specifically, and so reminding people that praying to something outside of yourself is sort of like giving away your power. It's like asking God why something happened to me became a thing in the past when I realized that I am the divinity that I seek. And so I'm gonna take all of my so-called omnipotence and omniscience, omnipresence and omnipotence. I'm gonna take all that and fully embody that, because I come from that, as you do as well. We all come from these levels of divinity. The ego mind sometimes, a lot of times, unless you are able to have a holy matrimony between your spirit side and your ego side and allow those two to meld together, sort of in a sense like hugging the devil within you and being so grateful, having levels of gratitude for this quote unquote devil or Satan or demonic side of you, having so much appreciation for that side of you that you guys decide to be best friends. Mm-hmm. And so what we're doing is whenever we're able to have this holy matrimony between the ego and the spirit, we're taking all of our power back. We're not going to blame anybody for the things that happen. We're actually going to use our full knowledge of acceptance in these potentials, these infinite potentials that are vested within all of each and every one of us, we're going to use that in order to move forward in full confidence that we're in the right place at the right time at all times, and that everything that's happened for people that are really going through depression or a hard time. The thing is that without everything happening the way that it did up until this current now moment, you can't be the awesome person that you are today. And I know you feel like that as well, Miss Mans. Like, we have to go through these things in order to be great. So when we get to the level of acceptance that, oh, my uncle may have taken advantage of me whenever I was a little kid. That's not really my story, but, you know, things can happen. And so whatever it is that you go, oh, my mother left the family whenever we were really young or whatever like that. Well, that's how you're mature today. And so there's always a way to look at the things that we might think is negative, think it in a positive manner, and allow that to shape who we are today. And in that acceptance, we're being grateful and really allowing the gates of abundance to stay open. And that's really what's the key in manifestation is gratitude. If we can maintain high levels of gratitude, then those gates really do stay open. We can also do different ceremonial, ritual experiences with people where we're summoning different angelic beings, ascended masters, and this type of thing. So if you're into that, you can reach out to us. We do all that type of stuff, from sound healing to going into people's homes and bringing some Palo Santo and some sage and clearing out, making some new energy, really blessing the space with love and light. And that's really what's important to us, is providing a platform to allow our brothers and sisters to share this transformational, unconditional love and light.
Yeah, I'd like to share a picture that I drew because it's actually what you talked about earlier about the ego and the soul and coming together and matrimony, kind of accepting yourself, love and accept yourself. So I actually downloaded an image of like a yin yang symbol representing that. Like it looks like the yin yang symbol, but it's like, so here's the whole, which is and you're half, you got your soul, the divine light and all that stuff, but then the ego that has all the earthly crap that's imprinted on us and what makes us all confused and trying to figure out who we are and all this stuff. But the soul is from the light and the oneness and knowing the eternal and stuff like that.
Yes, stuff like that, the infinite.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to see if I can get my light turned down a little bit. It looks like I'm glowing hard over here. I stay glowing, don't get me wrong. Maybe we can make some adjustments.
Maybe you're meant to look like that. Contrast to the all black you got going on there. So it's like radiant white light being and then the black. Perfect.
If I had a different color blazer, I'd be wearing it. I don't really prefer to wear black. It just happened to be a thing. It matches the Flower of Life hat. Shout out to Rage Nation, by the way. Resonate a greater existence.
I think I got one of their hats too, and it's kind of purpley. And well, if I knew you were gonna rock yours, I would have had mine too to show.
Hey, yeah. So if Rage Nation. Check 1, 2. If Rage Nation does get a chance to hear or watch this, you got 2 people who are ready to rock and roll with all of your gear. I'm saying, like, I'll rock. I'll even wear women's stuff if y'all need me to. That's how serious I am, guys. Right? That's how much I love it.
I'm a woman. I can wear some.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. We got 2 people right here, ready, willing, and waiting.
The show.
That was almost a
we talked about law of oneness. We talked about law of attraction. What else do you want to mention? Honorable mention. All
right. And then so we did this kind of like the middle one, which is number 7. We did the first one, which is the law of oneness, which is here to remind us that there's a grand illusion of separation. All right, I need to make sure everybody gets this. And I'm saying it to you guys while I'm smiling, so hopefully you get the download in a most friendliest fashion here, guys. There's a grand illusion of separation. So whenever you hurt somebody else, it's really, we've all heard this, it's really just an expression of your own insecurities. So check yourself before you wreck yourself, guys. All right. So the law of oneness says we're all one. There's a grand illusion of separation. Number 7 says, is the law of attraction. It says whatever you think, you can manifest. And depending on how much emotion and passion and drive that you have behind this, it is absolutely inevitable that you will experience the blessings that you are today. The blessings of today are the intentions of yesterday.
I do gotta make one more caveat, because sometimes I feel like if people are trying to manifest like a person, a specific person, that might not always work. Like, because that other person has their free will choice to like reject your ass, you know? So it's like, you know, I've had this experience where I was trying to manifest a specific person. You know, and I tried years, you know, and I finally was like,
I tried years. Is this a specific person or like a type of person?
Well, you're supposed to try to work on manifesting the type, not necessarily a specific individual, unless you really want to like try your whole life pining for someone who rejects you all the time.
No, damn that. That's too much work. I stay in my lane and just do my thing. Sometimes I grip wood grain, but most importantly, with the unconditional love, I let it rain. And so if you let unconditional reign supreme in your being, you don't have to worry about attracting the right person. The right person's going, it's automatic.
Yeah. I think it was more about putting out in the universe, you know, what type of things you want. Like, I want, or, you know, you have to say, I want a romantic true love situation, not, I don't want rejection all the time, you know, you don't want that, right? So it's like, you have to shift to what you're calling into your life and how you pray about it.
Yes. You want to mention the things that you would like to manifest, and definitely stay away from thinking or mentioning the things that you don't want to experience. Because just allowing that to end to your experience is giving that idea power. So we only want to empower concepts, ideas, thoughts, relationships, occupations, careers. We only want to entertain that which serves our highest and best good. And normally that is the path of least resistance. So that's what I want to, another thing that I want to mention is that the path of least resistance is normally the path for you. So don't, I spent 8 years, actually it was probably like the last 4 years, but I just got out of an 8-year relationship, and you know, the last few years became a little toxic. And so what I say that just to bring up that you can't change anybody else. You could really just do you, stay in your lane if you want to, eat your whole grains as well. And that's the best we can do is stay in our lane, stay focused on what is it that makes you happy. And again, the path of least resistance is normally that which is going to bring you the bliss that you're looking for. And practicing bliss is sort of like practicing your favorite hobby. You know, it's something that you want to do every day. And we just teamed up with the House of Prana out of Houston. And so there's a bliss practice that we are incorporating into the conscious minds. And we're also going to be sharing this bliss practice with the community and online and everything else.
I like how you have some random sound therapy going on back there.
So I have to say, that being said, I must at this point send an astronomical special thanks to my current life partner in this thing that we call Planetary Ascension. Her name is Kara Lee, and she goes by Practica Bliss on Instagram for everybody who's on right now. She also has Encuentra tu Bliss, which is a podcast in Spanish that's about finding your bliss. And
I would like to insert a little spiel about past love relationships because they are love stories too. There was a reason that we came together with somebody at the time that we did and shared what we did, memories and stuff. We have lessons, we have great memories, and like we can have gratitude for those experiences and those people.
yes,
And there are always good things that we can thank them for. And it's kind of like my little spiel I like to show people is you're a unique entity and another person's a unique entity. And when you come together in a relationship, romantic partnership, that in itself is a unique entity relationship in the universe, unlike anything else.
there you
So
go.
you're both evolving all the time throughout time. Your bodies, your family, your career, your health, everything is changing, evolving. And then your relationship is changing and evolving as well throughout time. And
Yeah.
you will always stay together in the same harmonious alignment. And that's why people go apart. But you can still look back and have gratitude for the people you loved and what they did for you, or the precious moments you shared. And it can really piss you off now, and you can struggle with forgiveness. And then, those are all lessons in themselves. Like, heart resentment and like bad memories. You're like, oh, the damage left behind. Like, what can you do? It's part of the life experience. I think no one can escape it. So just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, it's important. We like to say that once again, there's a grand illusion of separation. And so we have to remember that everything that we're praying for, or that we're, what I like to say, attracting or in putting intention on, we're getting the results of. So again, the path of least resistance. If you're in a situation, the relationship's not working, and it feels like you're having to do the most to make that thing happen, energy is not being reciprocated, whatever the issue might be, it might be a sign that separation could be beneficial. Now, I do want to say, don't just turn your back on your relationship, especially depending on the amount of time that you've been in this relationship. So everybody who is in a relationship right now, who may be contemplating the possibilities or questioning if this is somebody who is meant for you in the long term, please reach out to us, because we do all types of life path readings. We have a certain protocol that we go with in order to really determine on multiple different levels if this is a relationship even worth entertaining from this point forward, and or having a full evaluation in order to get to the point to where both parties are satisfied with their current human existence. That's what's important. Like, whether you're together or not is allowing ourselves to put out on the table the things we need to have this certain level of satisfaction. And then if we can allow both parties to do that, then we can figure out a way to accommodate one another. And if those accommodations aren't met, then that's just like, the results are obvious. So if you do come to Conscious Minds for any type of relationship guidance, we will be showing you the secrets on how to tap into what we call the organic program of the universe. And this goes into astrology, doing natal chart readings. And it's really just a lot of fun to discover more about yourself, allows you to travel in life without fear and doubt. Fear and doubt is what holds us back, and is really our worst enemy. There's really nobody outside of ourselves that's our worst enemy. It's really just the self that exists. And so if we can accept that, then we can really get to a point to where we're winning in life.
But I totally get it, and I've heard that before. But I mean, how do you deal with other people that do seem like completely different, and they're giving you a hard time in life or something?
Well, I choose not to entertain those people personally. I really don't even like to think about the existence of that. I'd really to only entertain thoughts and feelings that my future self will appreciate. Because I just got to the point where I'm just absolutely fed up. I'm up to here and I'm tired of having to experience the decisions of yesterday that my today self does not appreciate.
So you really, really, really try to look in just one day at a time, present moment, like shed yesterday kind of stuff.
I like to, at every given moment, choose unconditional love as opposed to any other emotion.
Nice.
And I find that the more I can do that, the easier it becomes to consistently do that. I have also discovered that the more you're able to do this, which is sort of like saying, the more times you choose the right thing, it's like you're getting angels added to like your squad or your platoon of light. And so the more of these proper decisions and right, quote unquote, right decisions that you make that your future self will appreciate. Like today, I mean, I started this practice over a decade ago through affirmations, reading things like Deepak Chopra, Eckhart Tolle, really getting into the nitty gritty of quantum physics, how money works, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, Napoleon Hill, you know, a lot of, so doing this practice and doing it for over about 10 years, it allows me to look back into, you know, the abyss over here on the screen, into the black hole. And in that black hole, there's a whole squad. There's hundreds of angels that have heard the work that MC Medina is doing. There's hundreds of angels that have heard about the work that Miss Mandolin has been doing. You know, there's a whole host of angels, if you like the term heaven, that have heard about the work that Carol Lee is doing. And so today, your squad of angels gets to interact with my squad of angels. And so today we're having a party. It's a reason to celebrate. Life is beautiful. There's nothing to worry about. You're on the right track. Like, if we can just take a moment and all just accept our abundance right now, it will allow us to maintain the gates wide open. Like that song, Wide Open Spaces. I know you know it, so girl, go ahead. A one, a two, a 1, 2, 3, and wide open spaces. I don't forget the words now. Come on, you gotta help me out, man, please. I'm looking like a fool.
You want to mention what your type of you present like a music comedy higher consciousness performance.
Correct.
And that's really cool.
Well, I'm glad you like it. And it's great to be collaborating and, like you said, co-creating. That's really allowing source to interact with itself in a manner that the ego can respect and not interrupt. That's the secret.
Awesome. And the functional jewelry, can you tell people like how that kind of stuff can help their spirit body or energy body?
Yeah, so if you guys are into metaphysics to any degree, or even quantum physics, I mean, even if you're not, you just have to accept that all the hard drives in our computers, all the hard drives in our technology, like cell phones and such, these all have gold internal parts, and there's also a crystal quartz, which is what the hard drive is made out of, and that's what stores all of your photos and your texts and all the it's the memory, which is very interesting. Because what up, Aaron? Thanks for checking in. Musical Mermaid, I love you guys. We're going and getting into so much stuff. Mandolin is in the building, y'all. The Street Angel, okay? And that's hashtag the Street Angel on pretty much everything. Also, thestreetangel.com. Y'all might as well go to that. Not right now, though, y'all. Okay, stay put, because we still got some epic life hacks and truth bombs.
Yeah, check it out later.
While
we're on that topic, I'll show you what I'm clutching right now. I got this crystal, lapis azul.
Yeah.
For the throat chakra, because
Yeah, there you go.
With my talk show to like speak my. And then I've been clutching this one. It's a pretty crazy looking crystal.
Yeah, what is that?
I can't remember what the heck's it called. It looks like a brain or a coral or something, but it's supposed to help you connect to spirit and higher consciousness. So I've been clutching that one.
Clutch it. There you go.
And
Don't let go.
And then I always have this one.
Hey.
To help balance the masculine and feminine energies in your body.
Boss. That's a boss crystal. I like that. I actually, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and just let you know you're a goddess. So we're gonna call it a goddess crystal from now on. Thanks. So that way you can fully embody, your omnipotence, your omniscience, and omnipotence.
Thanks. I think this one's called pink Lemurian crystal or something like that.
She got that good.
Something like that. So
okay.
Just sharing my functional crystals.
Yeah, your crystal game is on fire. Let me see what I got, some show and tell pieces.
I got a whole corner full of crystals in my room.
Look at you. Well, it's my turn now, buddy. So
show and tell.
This is, I don't know about this.
Kyanite?
Anyways, no, this is just clear quartz.
Oh, okay.
It's just it's a chunk. I don't know if the light's kind of weird.
Right now, the crystal is lighter than you are.
There goes. Bam.
Okay. Yeah, that's better light.
That's the wrong side of tripping. Bam.
What was that necklace? What's in the necklace you were wearing? Because you
look at you getting straight into the goods once again. Okay.
Yeah, my job, yo.
All right, cool. Now, before we get into the necklace, though, yo, we got that amethyst.
Ooh, yes.
Nice. Clear. This I got from a buddy of mine's family. He just recently passed away, so shout out to the Alonso family. We love you guys so much, and he's a phenomenal man. Anyways, all right, cool. So the functional jewelry. Thank you guys for checking in, hanging out with us, and sticking around. Let's see. Okay, so what we have here is, this is a custom piece. Shout out to Jay Yaws from OregonVortex.com.
Oh, I have some of his stuff too, by the way.
And so this is God and Goddess jewelry. So once again, I'd like to remind you of your divine presence. And the back of it has this situation right here called a coil, this copper coil. And so this one in particular has a turntable on it just because that's how I do my thizzle. The turntables are not in the shot right now. All I have right now is my keyboard in the shot. But anyways, so yeah, I do this thing called DJing with real vinyl records on turntables. And so that's what that's about. He also had made like this microphone. But anyways, y'all want to know, what the hell does this thing do? What in the heavens is this thing even good for? Okay, I know you want to know that, so I'm about to deliver the goods to you. So what it does is there's like 27 different crystals and minerals, from like kyanite to citrine to tiger's eye to everything, quartz, smokies, Herkimer crystals. Okay, so it's got all crushed up, all different, the whole colors of the rainbow. You might even find, what's that leprechaun's name from Lucky Charms? He's in that. All the rainbow, all the colors are represented, crushed up all together. And then there's like iron powder that's mixed in. And then, so what all this does is essentially it helps to neutralize ions and free radicals. So there's positive and negative ions floating around us at all times. You guys, if this is something that's too far for you, like far-fetched, I highly urge you to just look it up. All right, rate a buck. Look it up, buddy. So what this essentially does is, it's a lot like pink Himalayan salt lamps, where it transmutes positive ions into negative ions, which ironically is what the body resonates the most with. Is what's good for the body is negative ions. So
electrolyte or alkaline water.
Okay, now we're getting into body alkalinity, which is very important. That's another life hack. Y'all heard the bell.
I don't mean to skip around, but I was like, it reminds me of how the body does better with alkaline water, just like it does better with negative ions.
Correct. That's absolutely right. So what we want to do is we want to maintain an alkaline state. So what does that mean? An alkaline state is essentially maintaining a physical body that fights and prevents cancers and diseases. She got a rose in her water, baby. Oh Lord,
Actually, it's crystal.
Let me get some fun stuff in my water real quick so I can keep up with whatever the heck this woman's got going on. Baby, I snapped at her. I didn't mean to do that. Baby, please, can I get some fun stuff in some water so I can stunt on these people? I'm a stunter.
That was just part of your comedy act, of course. But that. Okay?
Oh no, we're working on it, guys. All right.
There's a bitch slap come across it. I'm just kidding. So okay. Anyway,
yes.
Back to there we go. I cussed on my own show, but it's all right. No one's watching.
Oh, dare you do such a thing? No. So there's this thing called self-expression, and sometimes we're just allowed to just go all in. You know, this human experience is about going all in. And the reason why I'm speaking like this is because I did an episode with this lady named Paris, and that's what the episode was about, was the all in. What does it mean to go all in? That's what you want to do. Just be all in every moment. Be authentic, be you, be integral. Allow yourself to make what people call mistakes are not even that, you know, just an opportunity to learn more about who your best self is. And all of our best self is like inside of us, just waiting to burst out. So we gotta shed what they call these layers to really allow that full genetic potential to just bust out. That's how you do it. Like an innocent man in jail. You got to bust out, buddy.
That is so true. And that's where the path of spirituality is really helpful, because if you seek out events and meditations and healers and, you know, these ceremonies you speak of, like the peyote or whatever, whatnot, they help shed the layers of ego, shed the layers of illusion or the veils of pain we're living with. And like, yes. I've seen so many cool breakthroughs because of healing workshops, just like old baggage crap that like has blocked up my energy. And it's like, when I was able to break through that or release that energy, and then it's like you feel like a new person and you shed a layer of yourself. It's like you have to come out of the cocoon a few times in your life. And you're like, oh. You know what I'm saying?
That sound that you make, that you just made, reminded me of this sound that I heard when I was took part in ayahuasca ceremonies. Like I've been a part of them, but also had an opportunity to sort of lead them as well and hold space for other people to take part in ayahuasca. And that's that sound that you made reminded me of like whenever I was really deep in this meditative state where like I recognize that there's this thing that I guess is referred to the universal song. It's like this sound that's constantly and never-endingly going. It's the Om sound, and it's the sound that crickets and locusts and insects and birds, they all chime in on this that we refer to the universal song. So whenever you hear the birds or the insects, or even different animals making noises, a lot of times they're just joining in on the choir of angels that are maintaining and keeping this thing going called the universal song.
Yeah. And on that note, you could probably Google this or find it on YouTube, but you can look up the sound of crickets or something singing played backwards. I can't remember, like, if you just try to look it up, but it was so beautiful. It's like, wow.
I gotta look that up.
It's really
I gotta look that up.
Sure. Yeah. So I saw on your Instagram a while back that you had something called an 8-day, secret formula, 8-day holistic transformational experience. And
oh snap.
you want to kind of touch on that? And I know we're
Okay.
kind of running out of time, but if you want to go through something along the, like, what is it? And
Well, yeah, I'm gonna get into that so people can stick around, because there it is. This is thing called the secret formula, and guys, I have discovered through my life path and self discovery that everything in life has some sort of formula attached to it. And so if you're into problem solving, this course is going to be epic for you, because it's going to allow you to be a master problem solver. And so it's called the 8-day transformation, or no, I'm sorry, it's called the secret formula, and the 8-day transformational experience. But before we get into that, guys, I do want to continue to talk about the functional jewelry, because I forgot to mention that not only is it help for positive and into negative ions, you also got this thing where like it helps with low EMF, which is electromagnetic frequency, which is what we get from a lot of these electronic devices that we're using, from laptops to cell phones to microwaves, TVs, the light that I'm using behind all this to make me look some sort of way for you guys. And so all these electronics, is EMF coming out, and electromagnetic frequencies, especially the low electromagnetic frequencies, have been proven, again, in government bunkers, warehouses, university laboratories, and so forth and so on, proven that low EMF is destructive to our physical body at an atomic level, at a molecular level. Like, it interrupts the communication of our cells. So it's really important to have certain tools around you that allow you to block low EMF, transmute positive into negative ions. So that's JYAWS from the Oregon Vortex. That's OregonVortex.com. ORGONEVORTEX. He's definitely a partner of mine. And then this one is also a piece of functional jewelry. And on this one right here, guys, we've got a number of different things. For the throat chakra, you got that blue kyanite right here on this side. And then you got tiger's eye represented right next to it. This is actually the back side of it. Then you got Herkimer crystal. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. Let's see. Herkimer crystal, which is right here. And then on this side, you have moldavite, which I really wanted to touch on moldavite, because moldavite, which is right here, bam, sort of a green color. Then there's also Lemurian jade.
Moldavite's a pretty high level one. Like, they say that's from kind of an alien, rock that like a asteroid that hit the Earth, and there's a limited quantity of it. And it's pretty cool.
Word, you should definitely do your best to hold on to it.
Yeah, the first time I tried to meditate with it, and I put the little ass piece, and I put it on my third eye chakra, and it felt like it was going berserk. I was like, whoa.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that's too much.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
That's how strong I felt it, and right there, like the energy from that stone is like powerful. So I don't know exactly what it does, but I just know it's a little too strong for my third eye, but maybe some people work for them.
Word is bond. If you want to feed your third eye some spinach, go with moldavite, according to the Street Angel, guys.
Well, just a little power punch. Probably not leave it on there, forever. I mean, unless you got a blockage on your pineal gland, which a lot of people do, and then maybe it'll blast through it, and then you'll have like lucid dreaming and like higher consciousness and more psychic powers. I don't know.
Hey, all that. It depends on what the individual likes to entertain their mind with, and what they think their limitations and or possibilities are. We have to be able to unleash our full genetic potential and bask in the unknown, as opposed to fearing and doubting the unknown. That's part of the bliss practice, is allowing to let the unknown be something mysteriously wonderful, something that is intriguing, something that brings you joy. Accommodate yourself and find peace in the action of new discoveries, in discovering things, discovering the unknown. Find peace in that. become a discoverer of your true divine self. That's what's important. And then if we can all do that, you know, this world's gonna have a makeover called a where every sector of the planet has its own certain resource that they're contributing to the greater good. And hopefully we'll be on a more universally based monetary system, maybe something like cryptocurrency, something that allows us to fully engage internationally in commerce. So these are the things that we can look forward to, along with what we call planetary ascension, which is what's going on now in the current age of Aquarius. We're out of the age of Pisces, we're in Aquarius right now. This now is the time. Also, knowing that now is the time, you must also know that time is an illusion. So all we really have is this thing called the infinite now moment. In this infinite now moment is where you are able to truly practice your bliss and discover your bliss. And like I said, making new discoveries on what allows you to stay blissful is a life hack, something that we should all get used to.
That's good. I'm writing what you're saying down. That's why I'm looking over here. I'm like,
I know you are.
I'm a note taker, so it's like I just like to take random notes and like do stuff later with it and look stuff up.
I dare you to add that in some sort of description here in the very near future.
I feel like we might someday need to do maybe a part 2 where we really dive more into the 12 universal laws. And also I want to discuss the 5 pillars of happiness more.
And the 5 pillars of happiness. Okay, I can drop that right now real quick.
Yeah, I try to keep my show around an hour, but the 5 are spiritual, mental, physical, emotional, and financial.
That's there you go.
Yeah, from your page.
That's it. That's absolutely right. Yep, those are the 5 pillars.
So if you're the viewer, if you feel like you're out of whack in any particular place, and there's a place to start, like how can you get more into bliss and self-love and forgiveness and I love the unconditional love thing you said. Like I need to do more of that. The people closest to us challenge us the most too. It's like our parents, our friends, best friends, or our beloveds, like our partners. It's like they can be the most of children, they can really.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because these people have done things and said things through actions and words that have convinced us that they love us, right? And a lot of them will tell us to our face, oh,
I don't know what just happened, but hey, I completely lost my guest. So if he can come back in anytime soon, otherwise I might kind of wrap up the show. I don't know what to do. This has never happened before. But so yeah, 5 pillars of happiness: spiritual, mental, physical, emotional, financial. So you can find a lot of spiritual happiness in meditation, tuning into inner peace and healing your heart chakra. Mental happiness, you got to think more positive thoughts. And do a lot of positive affirmations and it's a constant battle. You got to do a lot of, mental positive thoughts and combat the negative ones. Physical happiness, got to, I guess, do exercise because that creates endorphins and that'll make you feel better. Got to stretch if you're sore. Do physical activities like play, intimacy, cuddling, affection, touch, massage, dance, whatever makes you happy physically. Emotional is a big one. It's tied to thoughts. Mental and emotional very closely related because what you think about creates the emotions. And so if you're feeling shitty all the time, you got to get a hold of what are your thoughts and what are you thinking about that's so negative that's making you feel emotionally bad. So figure out what are your emotions and then what's connected to those emotions. Why are you feeling that way? And work on the mental and emotional together to try to feel more contentment, happiness, bliss in your life. In financial, well, you got to start with letting God provide and praying about your abundance and letting, there's different prayers you can do for abundance. There's prosperity sprays. Like there's different things you can do to attract money to you. And also, being grateful for what you have is a huge deal of being content. So I'm okay. Medina's back. Hey. So I was like, I should just wrap up the show now, but I was like, this has never happened before. I don't know what to do. So I just started going into the five.
I feel some sort of way right now because I completely. So, anyways, where we were at is, girl, I don't even remember where we were at. See how messed up that is?
I think that's a good closing point, honestly. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, well, I don't think we should end it that way, but
I was tapping the screen and I was gonna be like, hey, if you feel some sort of way right now in regards to where life where life has taken you and where you are, I want to make sure to give everybody my personal phone number. It's 214-815-8555, and you can call or text, and we respond. And either myself, Carolee, Miss Mandolin, all of us are dedicating a huge percentage of our human existence actively to make this world a better place. So you're not alone. Man, you know what I mean? Quantum physics says we're all one. The first universal law says we're all one. So that means to me that we're all in this thing together. So don't feel some sort of way about reaching out. We're here to help. So we love you guys.
Thank you for saying that, because that has literally been my mission since I got really activated in 2012. Like I went to Los Angeles to follow a relationship, and I got this epic knock you over calling to be the street angel and like do the kindness around the streets, and like broke up with the guy a couple days in, and I had no job, no boyfriend, not sure where I was going to go live. All I had was this angel calling to go on, and it was so powerful.
Wow.
I was equipped with like this, it was like a DNA awakening, and it
that's exactly what it is.
I downloaded my whole mission, and I like just went out and I started on a street corner, and then it was a magic carpet. It led me all over Hollywood, and I'm meeting celebrities left and right, and I'm like, what is happening to me? I was like on a fast track, but then I left, and I'm like trying to heal, because Hollywood's also kind of a damaging place.
I know.
Emotionally, mentally, energetically, it's a tough environment, especially with what I was doing was straddling pretty much every type of human. Like I was going to Hollywood events, I was going to healer events, I was going to business folks events, suit and tie type people, crashing everything I could in angel outfits, So it was like I was really bouncing around. Even demonic and weird events I ended up at, like angels and demons and like weird themed stuff.
That's awesome.
And it was interesting because I'd be all like this radiant, I would wear either white or like a rainbowy kind of thing. So it would be interesting, like people's reactions to me, which is 99% positive, but there were a few weird incidences. But anyway, I need to wrap up the show. Thank you for your time. Thank you for helping to promote the show and share your wisdom and enlightenment with everybody. And maybe someday, I can't promise, but maybe we can do a part 2 someday or something like that. Work together again somehow and share more stuff.
Cool. Yeah, I'm on a content creating mission right now. Is the current download that has been activated, along with other DNA activations.
Nice.
If you guys are into anything like that, I like to call it wizard stuff. If you're into wizard stuff, we would love for you to just visit consciousminds.org or just call me.
The Modern Mystery School, they call it magic with a K at the end. Like it's kind of wizardry, like working with the elements just to manifest and create interesting stuff. But I have 2 important announcements to make.
Go for it.
Close the show. One, if anyone out there is interested in a healing meditation CD that I made, it helps to heal each chakra and fill you up with divine light to heal from past damage and trauma. So it's a guided meditation and sound bath, and it's for sale on my website, thestreetangel.com, and the $25 includes shipping in the United States. The other important announcement is, surprise, this is my season 4 finale. This is my last show of my season 4. I hadn't really announced that widely or told anybody, but I just decided this is my birthday month and I'm coming up on my birthday and I might be doing random activities or travel. And I'm like, you know what? I just need like a break where I'm not producing and doing show stuff. And I'm going to take a little break. I don't know when I will have a season 5. I just don't know when. I have to do some planning, and once I get all my ducks in a row and like maybe more guests lined up, I will release a launch date. And I don't know if it's going to be this year or maybe after the holidays. So everyone got to stay tuned to my social media, and like when I decide I'm going to have a season 5 is when it'll happen. So
whenever you decide to do a season 5, I would like to make your life just a little bit easier on you. And if you'd like for me to start off season 5, we can pick up where we left off on this one. Just keep it real fresh for everybody. I don't know how you resonate with that. Keep me posted. I love you.
Thank you so much. Okay, everybody. Thank you, Medina. Yes. Do you like MC Medina or Medina for short, or does it matter?
You know, I am short, so I had to get used to that. So whatever you guys want to, however you feel comfortable. My full name is Ruben Antonio Medina. Both of my parents have the same last name. They're born in 2 different Spanish-speaking countries. So it's just something I was like, it just dominates the name. So I'm going with it.
Cool. I just wanted to check. So I also go by Mandy all the time, too. So, all right, I'm calling it a night. And thank you for watching, audience. If anybody would like to send comments or questions, want to send me a donation for the heck of it, or Medina's
do it, guys.
.org donation, 501c3, you can do that. Thank you, everybody, and have a great night. God bless, and see you in season 5 someday. Bye-bye.